Imagine waking up one morning and finding out that no one is allowed to drive, go to work, travel, use bright lights, or even make much noise for an entire day. It probably sounds impossible because most of us are always busy or connected to our phones, but for the people in Bali, Indonesia, this happens every year. I chose this topic because I wanted to learn about a tradition from a culture that is very different from my own. After doing some research, I found out that Nyepi is one of the most unique holidays in the world. Today, I'm going to explain what Nyepi is, how people celebrate it, and why it is such an important tradition in Bali. What is Nyepi? Nyepi is the Balinese New Year. It is celebrated on the island of Bali in Indonesia. Most New Year's are celebrated using fireworks, parties, and staying up until midnight. Nyepi is completely different. Instead of celebrating with loud music and crowds, the people of Bali celebrate by spending an entire day of silence. The word Nyepi actually means to keep silent. The purpose of this holiday is to give people time to slow down and reflect on their lives. It is a day to rest, pray, meditate, and think about becoming a better person in the new year. Families spend the day together, and many people avoid using technologies or any distractions. According to Indonesia's official tourism website, Nyepi is a time for self-reflection and creating balance between people, nature, and spiritual life. Now that we know what Nyepi is, let's talk about how it is celebrated. Even though the Day of Silence itself is very quiet, the day before Nyepi is full of excitement. Communities hold large parades where they carry giant statues called ogos throughout the streets. These statues are colorful and often look like scary monsters or evil spirits. They represent negative energy and bad habits. At the end of these parades, many of the statues are burned to symbolize getting rid of any evil before the new year begins. Then, when Nyepi starts, everything changes. Everyone follows 4 important rules. They do not work, they do not travel, they avoid entertainment, and they keep light and noise to a minimum. Even tourists have to follow these rules. The airport closes for an entire day, businesses shut down, and the streets become almost completely empty. It is one of the only places in the world where an international airport closes because of a religious holiday. According to BBC Travel, Bali becomes so quiet during Nyepi that the island almost seems frozen in time. Now that we looked at how Nyepi is celebrated, let's talk about why this holiday is important. Nyepi is important because it gives people the opportunity to focus on themselves instead of the busy world around us. Many people spend the day praying, reading, meditating, or simply enjoying time with their families. It allows them to think about their goals at the start of the new year with a clear mind. Nyepi also has a positive effect on the environment. Since there are almost no cars on the road and very little electricity used, pollution levels temporarily decrease. The night sky is also much darker, making it easier to see the stars because there is almost no light pollution. One of the biggest lessons we can take away from Nyepi is taking a break can actually be healthy. In today's world, we are constantly busy checking our phones or thinking about school and work. Nyepi reminds us that slowing down and disconnecting once in a while can improve our mental health and help us appreciate the people around us. National Geographic explains that Nyepi is not just a religious holiday, but also a reminder of the importance of peace, reflection, and respecting nature. Today, I talked about what Nyepi is, how people celebrate it, and why it is such an important tradition in Bali. Although Nyepi is very different from the holidays we celebrate here in the United States, it teaches an important lesson that everyone can appreciate. Taking time to slow down, reflect, and enjoy peace and quiet can be good for both ourselves and the world around us. Next time you feel overwhelmed by school, work, or social media, think about Nyepi. Even if it's only for a few hours, taking a break from the noise of everyday life might be exactly what you need. Thank you.